As our country still agonizes over how this collision could even happen, lawmakers are trying to figure out how to ensure that it never happens again. Democratic Congresswoman Sharice Davids from Kansas is one of them. As you know, the American flight took off from the state that she serves. She's also a member of the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee and serves on the Subcommittee on Aviation, which oversees the FAA and NTSB. Congresswoman, great to see you. And let's go ahead and start with Trump, again, attempting to blame diversity diversity programs, rather, for this crash. We can report now that the FAA has come forward saying that affirmative action has never been a factor in the hiring of air traffic controllers. So your response now that the FAA has come out and made that point, and also, are you worried that the president's allegations will actually derail this investigation?
Well, the first thing I want to say is just how heartbroken so many, of course, the families impacted, appreciation for all the first responders. I think that it's really important for us to remember how many real lives have been impacted by this tragedy. And it highlights, in my opinion, that how inappropriate the president's comments have been and how dismissive of the gravity of this tragedy that's being felt by so many people. You know, Kansas is a small state. Every single Kansan is going to be impacted. And as more information comes out, people across the country are impacted by this. So making sure that we are allowing this investigation that the NTSB is taking charge of. And by the way, they are similar to our air traffic controllers. NTSB is filled with professionals who have a lot of experience doing this. It's inappropriate, and jumping to a blame game when we just do not have the facts yet is not helpful.
You serve on the committee that oversees aviation safety. What answers will you be looking for from that NTSB investigation?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think somebody, there are a lot of people out there who are wondering, how do we prevent this from ever happening again? And that is the role that we're going to have. The NTSB is going to do their investigation. We all need to be supporting that and letting them do the work that they need to do so that those of us on the Aviation Subcommittee, both in the House and the Senate, are able to take the findings of that report and make adjustments where needed, whether it's in the regulations or in policies. And we have done this before. Unfortunately, when there are incidences, which is very rare, we take all of that information in and we adjust where necessary. And that's exactly what we're going to do now.
Is your committee, so your committee is planning on conducting your own investigation?
So one of the things that I can tell you, and I can tell you this based on previous experience and oversight that I have personally participated in, we are going to do everything we can to support the NTSB, the FAA, the Department of Defense as the professionals conduct their investigation. And we will take all of those findings and we will also bring them in front of the committee to ask a lot of questions about whether or not we need to adjust the laws or the regulations, and that will happen on both the House side and the Senate side. There are a lot of people who are going to make sure that that NTSB is able to do their work in the way that they need to do it.
Last spring, Congress voted to increase the number of flights at DCA, which already has the busiest runway in the country. Pilots tell me that the airspace around Reagan National is some of the busiest and trickiest to navigate. Given this crash and also the near misses, 3 in the last 2 years, will Congress consider restricting flights now?
I do think we do not have all the facts of and the determinations of the professionals who are conducting this investigation. But I can tell you that when it comes to aviation and keeping American airspace safe, we are going to look at every single aspect of what happened here. That will include looking at, we've seen these preliminary reports about the about the specific tower where the air traffic controllers were at. We're hearing and we are aware and have been aware of the need to increase the number of air traffic controllers. And so we're going to be looking at every single aspect of this to make sure that we continue to have the safest airspace in the world. And when these tragedies happen, we cannot let this tragedy go unanswered in terms of ensuring that we're learning from this and making the airspace as safe as possible for the traveling public. You know, over 40,000 flights take off and land every single day in this country. Where that happened yesterday without incident. We will continue to do everything we can to improve and increase safety at every opportunity.
Congresswoman from Kansas, Sharice Davids, thanks for your time. Appreciate it, Congresswoman.
Thank you.